Okay, Mrs. Castle here again, and we're ready to start mixing some colors, almost. So we're gonna make shades and 5 colors like we did on the color harmony sheet. So I'm gonna start by painting 1 square on each end with the solid color, or the plain color. I'm gonna rinse my brush, tapping it on the bottom of the water container until I can see that there's no more color left. And then I'm gonna wipe it off on the paper towel. And then I'm gonna paint the blue at the other end. Okay, I'm gonna take a tiny amount of blue, very tiny amount. It's just barely coating my palette knife. And it's clearly still mostly orange. I'm goofed up and I made this other one and I put more blue in it than I should have, and that's almost half and half, so which would be our next step. So before, and this is kind of a lot of paint for one little square, but so you really don't need that much paint at all. So this is clearly a darkened orange by adding blue to it. So now for this one, I'm going to skip over the middle one so we can I'm going to take some blue, a better amount of blue for that square. And a little bit of orange. And I'm going to use more orange because clearly the orange is weaker than the blue. And mix that in. And it should still be more blue than it is orange. And you get the most beautiful colors when you just mix a tiny bit of a complement in. And that's clearly a darker blue because I mixed some orange in with it. Now, this one, it looked like it was halfway between orange and blue, but that's still really orange. So I'm going to take a little bit more blue, just a little bit, like a pencil point worth, and add it in. And I'm not happy with that yet. It needs a little bit more blue before it's halfway between orange and blue. But that's a really beautiful color. Nice brown. I'm going to add a little bit more because it's still not quite halfway between orange and blue. Right, try to think and look and figure out, estimate or whatever, when it's halfway between the two complements. So for this one you're going to use, do a set of complements, red and green and blue and red and green, blue and purple, or yellow and violet are possibilities for shades. Now this time it's going to be more like the tints that we did, and the shades, we'll do 5 squares anyway. This time I'm just going to use 2 random colors, a darker color and a lighter color. I'm going to put the light color here, and I'm going to add more and more dark 4 times, just like I added white for the 4 tints. Now these colors, one or the other, I could put them both back in the container because I don't have any of the other color in them, which is why I only want you to put the colors on the plastic lid that you are using and mix in on a page in a book. It helps keep your colors nice, and we don't use up nearly as much paint. So I'm going to put the blue back. I'm going to use orange as my light color, and we're going to add green because I said I would tell you about the phthalo green. So hang on and I'll be back.